Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Balance Me Yoga. Today's session will be focused on a more of a beginner's flow. Props. Try to make sure you find or have either a couple of nice hardcover books that you feel comfortable using. If you don't have yoga blocks, so here are my yoga blocks. You can have the cork one or the soft one. And then the books if needed. So we will probably use those towards the end for some of our balance. And then if you have a chair, like a folding chair or a dining room chair, try to have that near if possible. To use, especially if you need it for your balance or any of the poses, or to help you find a little more height or space. All right, so let's go ahead and take a comfortable position on the mat. Lying on your back. As you lay on your back, just allowing those arms to go down the side of your body. Maybe your palms are up, maybe your palms are down, depending on the energy you want to receive or that grounding you might need. Allow your legs to feel heavy and allow those legs to just relax, bringing those feet to the opposite edges of your mat as you lay flat on your back, closing your eyes. Finding yourself beginning to connect with your breath, connect with the moment, connect with just feeling, noticing, sensing, whether it be the sounds around you, the sensations in your body, any of those things that come about for you, begin to notice them. Allow thoughts to cross through, pass through. Maybe you see them passing. Maybe you watch them like clouds as they slowly drift away. Find yourself connecting to your breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Find yourself maybe noticing the length of that inhale, making sure it's about equal to the length of that exhale. It's interesting how much air we'll bring into our body, how much energy we'll bring into our body, how much information we'll bring into our body. But notice how short you let that exhale out or how much you won't expel. So it's important to balance that out, and everything that you're bringing in, you want to balance it out by pushing just as much or even more out. Not that it be a negative thing or a bad thing, but just to get some of that energy that your body is saying, let's go. It has to go. Let it all out. Those are the breaths we're doing. We're taking those breaths. We're allowing that energy flow to go through and come on out. Now let's start connecting with that Ujjayi breath. Closing your mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Allowing that oceanic sound to take over through your throat as you exhale. Take a couple more of those Ujjayi breaths, that victorious breath. Reminding yourself that this breath is your inner voice. Use this breath as your inner voice as you refer back to this breath throughout our practice today. All right, let's start to slowly wake our bodies up. Maybe start moving our fingers, our toes, adding a bit of gentle movement there. Maybe just some small movements of the fingers, waking up those toes. Maybe the wrists and the ankles start to join in. Some small circles in each direction. Maybe some bigger movements, bringing those hands up above you. Nice stretch behind you, up above, stretching those feet to the opposite end. Feeling that like you just woke up. Full body stretch. We all should take that full body stretch. Bringing those knees in towards you. Maybe you're bringing a nice knees to your chest. Just feeling that little crunch into your belly. Waking up that belly. Bringing those feet back down. Bringing your knees to the mat. Let's take our feet and walk them over to the edges of the mat. Your knees are going to come in. So your right knee will go in while your left knee goes out. Almost like a windshield wiper on the front of your car. And just bringing them to each side. So bringing that right knee down, left knee out. Left knee down, right knee out. Just taking a few little windshield wipers, opening up. On your next inhale, bringing them back up center. As you exhale, bring it down to the right. So the left knee goes in, right knee down. Maybe goalpost those arms. You can even take your gaze over towards that left arm. Just a nice little gentle hip opener, spinal twist. On your next inhale, bring those legs up. As you exhale, bring it down to the left side. So the right knee goes down towards the left and the left is out. Bringing the gaze over to the right this time. Connecting to that breath. Maybe noticing any sensations you might feel through those hips, through your spine as you're slowly waking them up. On your next inhale, bringing them back up to center, walking them back towards each other. Bringing those knees to your chest. Again, rocking side to side first. Just waking up that spine a bit, waking up that body. And now we're going to rock and roll our way up to the top. So you can rock and roll it if you like. See how many rocks it takes to get you up here. Or you can go to your side, of course, and come on up to the top of your mat as well and make that transition, okay? So once you're back up, once you're up to the top of your mat, let's cross those legs, bring your hands down in front of you. Walk those feet back. We're going down onto our bellies. So down on your belly, bringing your hands towards your chest here. Tops of feet on the mat, thighs pressed into your mat. Maybe flex those thighs. Feel the flexion through your calves and your thighs, like you are standing strong, but you're on prone, but feel that flexion. So maybe your knees lift up a little bit. The tops of your feet are pressing. That belly is in towards your spine, not on the mat. You're also flexing that belly, so now that belly is in towards the spine. Your head is up just a little bit. Your nose is not on the mat. Your head is up just a little. Maybe raise your hands off the mat as if they're floating gently in the space, keeping those legs flexed, and gently lifting your head up just a little bit. Baby cobra. Just connecting with that on an inhale. Connecting with your breath. Keeping that flexion through those thighs and those calves, tops of feet. As you exhale, slowly bring it back down, hands back down on the mat. Now on your next inhale, we're going to use our hands to help us come up just a little bit into a low cobra. So we're up a little bit higher. Our shoulders are away from our ears. They're rolling down our back. Thighs still finding some flexion. Tightening those quads, those calves. Exhale, coming back down. Again, you don't need to have your nose touch the mat. Just bringing the head down, keeping like a nice neutral spine here. All right, now we're going to try to go up into a high cobra or keep it at a baby or low cobra. Whatever's comfortable for you. So in our high cobra, our hands again at the chest. Elbows are in towards our side. Shoulders away from our ears. Pushing up. High cobra. Allowing those thighs to press into the mat. Allowing those tops of the feet down. Connecting to that breath. Inhale. Exhale as you come back down. Good. All right, from here, keeping those hands at your side, we're going to slowly now bring our toes, as if we're curling our toes under us. We're going to press up into a plank position. Pulling that belly in, shoulders away. Nice straight line from our top of our head, from the crown of the head, straight down to our feet. Holding that plank. Thighs up. All right. If you need to, you can always bring your knees down. We're all going to bring our knees down eventually. And when we're ready, those knees are down. Take your legs and just cross them behind you like this. You're still up in that plank type position. Your shoulders are still just underneath you. Maybe walk them up about a half palm's length here in front of you. Okay, keeping those feet up. Now we're going to go down, bending those elbows, pushing back up. Yogi push-up. I feel like I got to bring my hands back a little bit more. So find that position and that feels right for you, but definitely not too far out. We want our shoulders under us a bit, our hands and wrists under us. Keeping that belly in. Let's do 10 yogi push-ups. So down and up. 1. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 3. Pulling that belly in. Shoulders away from ears. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more. You got this. 10. All right, now slowly lower your belly back down. Uncross those feet, tops of feet back down. You can put your hands down, crossing them over like a pillow. You can lie your forehead right on that pillow for a moment. Connecting to your breath. When you're ready, from here, we're going to push back into a child's pose for a moment. So pushing up like you're going into that tabletop position, but then taking those feet behind you. So spreading your knees, big toes together, pressing back into that child's pose. So getting another little restful moment here, bringing that your forehead or your third eye to your mat. Palms out in front of you. Forearms and elbows can rest against the mat as well. Shoulders away from ears. Connecting to your breath. Pushing those hips back down towards your feet. All right, when you're ready on your next inhale, let's gaze forward. Slowly coming up, bringing those knees back underneath you. So your knees are under your hips. Bringing your hands and your wrists under your shoulders. Well, you know what? Not directly under your shoulders, about a palm or two in front of what would typically be just under your shoulder. So as you can see, that this would be that palm, 2 palms forward. So if I was directly under my shoulder, I'm here. I'm looking like right at the palm of my hand. 2 forward. Okay, pulling that belly in, curling those toes under you, lifting those knees, pressing your hips towards your feet. Slowly lifting those hips up into your first downward dog. Maybe you bend the right and straighten the left knee. Again, bend the left knee, straighten the right. Pedaling out those feet as you kind of wake up those hips and knees a bit. Pulling that belly in. Bringing your gaze towards your belly, towards the back. Trying to bring your chest towards those thighs. Shoulders away from ears, allowing that scapula to roll down your spine. If this pose is too much for you, I should also mention that's when this chair can absolutely come in, and you can put the chair, at least the first 2 legs of that chair, on your mat so it doesn't slide. You can hold that downward dog here. Also, when we're in a plank position or going down into cobra, you can also hold that chair here as well. At your comfort level, you can go down or you can just hold it. But keeping that belly in, the shoulders away from ears. You can always utilize the chair for support as well. All right, so from that downward dog, let's take our hands, walking them back towards our feet here. Connecting to your breath on an inhale, exhale into that forward fold. Maybe you keep a little soft bend in your knees as your knees are still trying to wake up, and we don't want to stress everything too much. Maybe you grab your elbows, allowing yourself just to feel how your body responds. When you're not holding on, the only thing you're grounding and rooting into is your mat with your feet. Allowing that head to hang, that body just to drop down. Keep that soft bend in the knees. Notice where the weight goes. Mine often goes towards my toes. And then I find myself trying to even it out, pushing back towards my heels. And I'll allow it to go back forward because it just naturally does. Everybody is different. So just notice where your balance finds you. Maybe you're leaning to a side, or you are already back towards your heels and can't get it the weight into your toes. Just notice how your body responds. On an inhale, we're going to go into our half lift. So on our half lift, hands are just under the knees on the shins. Your crown of your head is pushing towards the opposite end of the room. Your shoulders are pressing away from your ears. Your belly is in. And then this part of your body, your back part, is pushing as if it's going backwards behind you. This is literally one of my favorite stretches. I do this just about every morning. I just half lift it all the time because I need this stretch here. And then through that low back, it feels so good to me. So take it as you need it and do not stress yourself, okay? Forward folded down again on an exhale, soft bending those knees. As you slowly on an inhale, rise it up. Bringing those hands out to the sides, up to the top, palms together, heart center. Exhale. On an inhale, bringing those hands back up again. Exhale as you forward fold, pulling that belly in, soft bend in the knees. Taking it down. This time, bend your left knee. Keeping your left hand towards the mat, straighten that right leg, and let's bring our right hand up. Finding a little twist here in that forward fold. Exhale, bringing that hand back down. Bending that right knee now, straightening the left. And let's bring that left arm up, finding a little twist here. As you exhale, bring it back down here. Connecting to your breath. Inhale on that half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bringing those arms all the way up on an inhale. Hands together at heart center. Exhale. Here. All right. So we're going to go through a couple of half sun A's. Just what we just did with that twist down in that forward fold and back up. Okay, so we're going to start it off again, bringing those hands back up. You can either chop it down through the air here to start, or we'll swan dive it. I'll show you that on the next one down. Okay. Again, bend that left knee, keeping that left hand down towards the mat, straightening the right, finding a twist. As you twist, notice the weight. Try to press a little more into that right hip. Don't let it just fall back. Keep it where that right hip is trying to stay underneath you. Straightening it out. Bringing that right hand down. Bending that right knee. Straightening the left as you find that twist. Bringing that left up. Again, trying to bring that balance back. Pulling that left hip underneath you. Don't let it just fall down to the right. Bringing that hand down. Inhale on that half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bringing it back up to the top. Palms together. Exhale at heart center. Inhale, bringing it up. Exhale, forward fold. Stay down in the forward fold. Bending that left knee, straightening the right, bringing that right hand up, keeping that hip underneath you. Don't collapse. Bringing that right hand down, bending the right knee, straightening the left, finding that twist on the left as you bring that left arm up. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bringing it back up to the top of our mat here. Exhale. All right, so now from here, we're going to go down one more time, but this time we'll go down into our downward dog. And from our downward dog, we're going to step up and start moving into a little bit of a standing sequence, okay? So we'll do a few poses in standing. So first, we're going to come back up again. Exhale, we're not going to add the twist here. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Again, always consider that soft bend in your knees. Walking those hands forward into our downward dog. Just taking a couple of breaths here, pulling that belly in towards your spine, shoulders away from the ears. Now, making sure you have the weight into that left leg. As you take the right, maybe you take that right foot and slowly bring it up this way. Maybe you use your right hand to help you bring that right hand towards the top of your mat. But that right foot is coming towards the top of your mat. Okay. You're going to take that left foot, turn it at a 90-degree angle so it is now perpendicular to your heel. So that your heel is literally pointed straight to like the middle of your left foot. Finding that perpendicular position here. Keeping that right knee bent out in front. Using your core to pull in and help you lift up. As you come up, we're going into our warrior two pose. Bringing those arms out. So when you think about back in grade school, that little thing, I want to say goniometer because that's what, as a therapist, we use. What's it? Little compass thing. Yeah, that. So if you think about that, and that 180 degrees when it's just straight out to the side. This is where your arm should be nice and strong, nice and even. So look, my left arm is a little bit down. I'm gazing up, keeping that left arm up, fingers pointed back. My right arm is now up, fingers pointed forward. My gaze is over the first, these two fingers, my peace fingers. And now I need to find that bend again. So bending down through that right knee, pulling that belly in, bringing those hips underneath me. So my butt isn't sticking out. I'm not leaning forward. Butt is underneath me. Hips, knees, straight down, a straight line here on the left. Again, make sure those arms are nice and even, 180 degrees. Pulling that belly in. Strong. From here, we're going to straighten our right knee. We're going to push forward as if we're reaching out for someone with that right arm. And we're going to go down into a triangle pose. Bringing that hand at your level. You don't have to reach down on the inside, nor do you need to reach on the outside if that's not where you're ready to be met. This is a great time to also consider the block or the chair as a support. So you can always use the chair to support you in triangle here. You can always use a block here, or you can have it to the outside of your foot. The most important thing is that we don't collapse. So this side of our body should not just be hanging down. This side of our body is also finding the same lift that the left is finding. I'm gazing up towards my left hand. I'm trying to find that opening here on the left, which in turn should also help me open up on the right. So maybe I just keep my right hand here to help me find that opening. Belly is in. Now, bend that right knee, bringing that elbow on top of the right knee, taking that left arm, bringing it over into our extended side angle. In that extended side angle, same thing. Opening up that left side, rolling your heart open towards the sky or the ceiling. All right, bringing those hands down, bringing that left hand down, bringing the right down. If this is where you like to go, you can step that right foot back into your plank and go down into a flow. So maybe you do your cobra or your upward dog and press back, or you just step right back into downward dog from that side angle. That's okay. Now from here, we're going to go to the left side. So I'm going to take that left foot. You can bend that knee, help round it out to step it forward. Or you use that left hand to help you scooch it forward to the top of your mat. That right foot is coming back into that 90-degree angle, perpendicular to the left heel. That middle part, that arch of your foot. Okay. Now we're in our warrior two on the left. Same thing. We're going to let's start low first. So finding that bend through that left knee. Left knee is just over those first two toes. Finding that length here on the right, that straightness from that side of the foot all the way up the outside. So it's you're pressing into that outside of your foot. Okay, to the pinky side. As you find that length here, again, you'll start to just straighten just because your body doesn't want to do all that, right? It doesn't want to do all this work. You got to keep finding that bend. Now we're going to bring those hands up into that 180 protractor. That's the word I was looking for. Is that the right word? I said protractor. No. Yeah. Like a protractor, the one that couldn't. Anyway, so 180 degrees, right? So your arms are straight out. So gaze over that right arm. Make sure it's nice and straight. That right shoulder at that Perfect, straight, level. Now you want that left arm the same. Nobody should be able to push them down. You should have basically flexion. Everything's working here. Gaze over those first two toes. Pull that belly in. Pull that butt underneath you. Tuck it under. Belly is in. Bending that knee. Warrior two. Holding it. Straighten that knee. Going into our triangle. So reaching forward first. Bringing that arm down. That left arm down. Right arm up. Maybe your gaze is up. Maybe your gaze is down or forward. Whatever feels comfortable for you, because this is a lot of balance. So your body's trying to figure out what works best. But again, use a chair if you need to, use a block, or just try to keep finding an opening. And it's okay. I often do my triangle. My triangle is often here because I'm still trying to make sure I find opening here. I'm a bit collapser and I'm trying not to collapse. So I just use that strength in my body to keep that gaze up, keep that arm up, keep that left side open. Belly is in. All right, bending through that left knee, putting your left elbow on that left knee, just above it. Bringing that right arm over, opening up, bringing that gaze, drawing your heart towards that right side, up towards your ceiling or the sky. Whatever you need to visualize that heart going up. And bring that arm over to that extended side angle here. More of that extended side angle pose. When you're ready, rolling down towards your mat as you bring your right hand down, left hand down. You can always push straight back into downward dog. Or if you're comfortable, you can always go through a flow into downward dog. All right, now so from here, we're going to do those same three poses. We're going to add a couple more just to open up a little bit more into those hips and shoulders. So we're going to take that right leg again, stepping forward. Warrior two, 90-degree angle with that left foot in the back, perpendicular to the arch of your foot, that heel. Finding that warrior two. Straightening the right leg, reaching forward, triangle. Bending that right leg, right knee, elbow on top, bringing that arm over, side angle. Maybe you go into a beach ball reach. Make it a even harder side angle, finding a little bit more strength and balance here. From here, coming back up, turning your right foot now parallel to the left, okay? But instead of keeping them there, we're going to turn the right foot at like a 45-degree angle and then the left. We're going to find a bend in our knees, going down into a squat position, almost like a plie. Bringing those arms out to goal post, hands open, goddess pose. Connecting to your breath here. Opening those hips. Opening those hips. Bringing that butt under you a little bit. Yes, pulling that belly in. Finding that lift. Good. When you're ready, you can slowly straighten those knees. You can slowly bring those feet back forward. Parallel to each other. Maybe now you find that wide leg, forward fold, and keep your hands on your hips as you bend down. Bringing your hands toward the mat. Forward fold. Maybe you go a little bit deeper into it here. Maybe you widen it out a little bit more depending on where your wide leg forward fold is ready to meet you and you're ready to meet it. Maybe you find a little twist like we did in our other forward fold, keeping that left hand just under your shoulder here. Bringing that right arm up. Twist. Connecting to your breath. Bringing that right arm down. Connecting to your breath here. Keeping that right wrist and hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, bringing that left arm up on a twist. Exhale, bringing it back down. Now we're going to take our hands and walk them towards the left side of our left foot. And we're pointing that left foot towards the front of the mat. The right is now at a 90-degree angle. Okay. Coming up into our warrior two. So finding that direct line from the heel to the arch of that right foot. Notice the sensations, because now when your feet start to put in work that those feet muscles aren't necessarily used to, you feel it. I know I feel it through the arch because I'm very flat-footed, so I can feel the work happening in that foot when I really do my warrior twos and all these poses. So it's great. It's great work. It's needed. All right. Arms out to the side. Gaze is over that left arm. Make sure you find that balance in the right, keeping it up. Bending through that front knee. Warrior two. Pulling that belly in, butt under. All right, straightening that left leg. Reaching forward. Bringing it down into our triangle. So that left arm goes down, but that right is pulling us up. That heart is drawing up towards the ceiling, towards the sky. Bending that left leg. Putting that left elbow just above that left on that thigh. Side angle. Opening up that heart again. Maybe you add in a little bit of extra if you need it. Find that beach ball. Hold it tight. Don't let it go. All right, bringing those hands back towards your hips and your legs. As you slowly come up here, straighten that leg. Turn that left foot again. Parallel to the right. Maybe you bring it a little bit closer. All right, and then when you're ready, turning those feet out again. Squatting it down. Pulling that butt in. Goddess pose. Gold post arms. Palms out. Sitting it down. Maybe you take it a little lower than you did the first time. Keeping those hips out. Pulling that belly in. You got this. You got this. Male or female, we all got that God in us. That goddess in us is there. Don't let it go. Find that strength. Slowly straighten it up. Straight. Bring those feet parallel. Forward fold. You can always keep a soft bend in your knees and your wide leg forward fold. Again, you can always find that twist, or you can go a little bit deeper, bringing your hands back behind you, reaching back. You can put that left hand under your left shoulder. Find that twist. On an exhale. Bringing that right arm up. Bringing that right hand and wrist underneath the right shoulder. Bringing that left arm up. Finding that twist again. Keeping that belly in. Exhale as you bring it down. All right, walking it forward again towards the top of your mat. Going up, we're just standing on up. Taking a moment here. Beautiful job. Beautiful. And of course, you could have always just gone straight into another little vinyasa flow there of, going down into plank, stepping back into or going down into cobra, downward dog, and then coming up to your mat as well. All right, so from here, we're going to go into a little balance flow, okay? So I'm going to come over towards this part so I can face you. And I'm going to grab the chair. I'm also, just to make sure you understand how easy you could actually use 2 hardback books if you don't have yoga blocks, and use those. So what we're going to do here first, Let me push them forward a little bit. Okay. We're going to do, so let's stand in our mountain pose. So our ankles and feet are in a line, going straight toward our knees, straight up to our thighs, hips under here, arms. Make sure. Sometimes I can't tell how good the camera sees me in this pose. All right, standing here, your Tadasana, okay? So from Tadasana, what we're gonna do, stepping that right foot forward, left foot's gonna go back a little bit. We're going into a high lunge. So let's just hold that high lunge for a moment. Bending through that front leg, straightening that back leg. Arms are up. When you're ready, rooting down into that right foot, finding that deepness into the mat. So your foot is rooting down all those toes, the ball of the foot, the middle of the foot, your heel, pressing into your mat. And we're slowly gonna bring that left leg forward until what we call one leg Tadasana. So now we're balancing, trying to keep that right hip under us, pulling that belly in. This is when you can also absolutely take that chair, maybe keep it on this side if needed, to find some balance, or turn it here to hold on to. Okay? Just finding that balance. Now from here, I challenge you to a couple things. Either you can turn that foot out, keep it under you, under your knee, just so press it against your calf as we go into our tree pose. If you have it, of course, you can always bring it up above your knee, holding it. This is my not so good balance side, so I'm not very good at holding my left up here, but you can always hold it up here. Okay. You can always hold on to the chair while doing that. Maybe finding that balance, or onto a wall, whatever feels comfortable for you, keeping it up. Or I challenge you to consider grabbing your books. I sometimes work on my tree pose this way. I step up on the book or the yoga block, and I find my balance. So I'm rooting into the books, into that block, bringing it up. Or I'm gonna keep it here, actually, that'd be best for me. Finding that tree pose. Sometimes I find it easier with my foot on a block or a book than I do when pressing into the mat. So just notice, try to find that balance, bringing that hip out. All right, when you're ready, stepping it down, all right? Just giving it a try. Allowing the mat, allowing your body to meet you where you are, okay? All right, now from here, again, find that Tadasana mountain pose again. Keep finding that evenness, that strength through your body. This time we're gonna step back with the right foot. Now the left is out front. We're in that crescent pose. So that right leg is back. Right, that right leg is back. It's nice and straight. Belly is up. It's like a lunge. Okay, a high lunge. So I'm in that high lunge again. Connecting to my breath, rooting into that left foot now. Finding that lift. Bringing that right leg up to the front. Going into our one leg Tadasana. Arms are up, pulling that belly in. Finding that balance. Maybe you hold your leg if you need to. Maybe you hold the chair. When you're ready, maybe you try your tree and keep it here on your mat. Keeping that foot below the knee, or if you're going to go above, keep it above, but never press it on the knee. Finding that tree. Maybe you bring your arms out. Maybe you have the block or the books and you want to try a little something different for your tree. And you stand on that block or those books, rooting into those, finding that balance. Finding that length and strength. Tree. You can always still hold on to the chair or to a wall. Opening up, belly's in. Find those branches if you can. And stepping it back down when you're ready. No hurries. Taking your time. Good. When you're ready, we're going to sit back down onto the mat. We're going to open those legs up into, now we're in our seated wide leg forward fold. Feet are flexed. I'm going to find a little stretch here. So as you sit here, find first, just maybe make sure those sit bones are pressed against the mat. Find that beautiful posture we've been working on throughout. Lifting up through the middle here. Straight up, right? That posture, that back is straight. You're not sunken down. You're not leaning forward. Finding that beautiful length right here. From here, pulling that belly in, turning towards your right foot. Pressing your thigh and calf down. Flexing your toes towards you. Slowly reaching forward. Maybe you can grab the outside of your foot. Maybe you just hold on to your legs here. It's okay. Allow your body to meet you where you are. Just finding that nice stretch here. If you can bring it down, definitely feel free, but don't overdo it. Don't hurt yourself. Maybe you can cross that hand over, help to hold this way. Maybe you hold at your peace fingers at your big toe. And you bring your head down. Inhale as you come back up. Again, rooting down. So those thighs and calves are pressing down. Those feet are flexed. Turning towards the left this time. Allowing your body to slowly come down towards that left side. Maybe you grasp at the toes or you just hold on here on the sides. Even if your body is here, beautiful. Because all we want is to still keep that length through the spine. We're not just collapsing and falling here. You should still be able to have a length in your spine here. If you're collapsed, you need to just stop, and go to wherever you can still find that length. No collapsing, okay? Connecting to your breath. When you're ready on an inhale, coming back up, coming back center. Let's take one more little seated. We're going to start going into some of our supine here. So bringing our feet together into like a butterfly seat. Finding that butt underneath you, that nice seated posture under you. Bringing those feet together. Seeing if you can press as your feet are together. Seeing if you can press those legs down. So maybe those legs can come. Maybe you open the feet up like a book for a moment. Allowing that nice, beautiful stretch through. That opening here. Pressing it down. It's like you're trying to press your knees towards the floor. Some people's knees can touch the floor, like in this position. Mine, not yet. Maybe if I had like a blanket underneath me, because you can always sit on a blanket or a beach towel as well when you're in the seated pose like this. Pressing it down. Maybe you hold on at the ankles to assist you in keeping that back straight, shoulders down, belly in. Good. All right, now from here, we're going to bring those knees back up. So I'm going to come back towards this part of my mat here. All right, keeping those knees bent. We're going to bring our hands behind us this way so our fingers are pointed towards our butt. Okay, so now we're going to press up. Maybe you press up into tabletop. Reverse tabletop. Maybe you straighten those feet out. Okay, into your reverse plank. Keeping those fingers pointed towards your butt. Shoulders away from ears, pressing up, lifting those hips. As you slowly come down, bringing your head up. Beautiful job. Bringing your knees to your chest. Let's roll back towards our mat here. Knees to chest. Maybe roll to the side a little bit if you need to. All right, now from here, you know I'm all about those hips. Let's take our legs out to the side. So we're opening up the knees and the hips. Now we're gonna take our feet up. Okay, but our knees are still bent. So it's like we're bringing our knees towards our armpits. Maybe you reach towards the outside of your foot, towards that pinky edge, into happy baby. Keeping those feet flexed as if you're pressing your heel towards the ceiling. But still, at the same time, that other opposite force is the knee coming in towards your armpit. Pressing up. Happy baby. Good. When you're ready, connecting to your breath, bringing those legs back in. Bringing your feet down towards your mat. Knees are still bent. Walk those feet towards the edges of your mat. Maybe we start a little windshield wiper here, like we did at the beginning. So we're windshield wiping over the mat. Allowing that. Opening to take place. So now on the next one, on your next inhale, bringing it up center. Exhale as you bring it over to the right. Dropping both knees down towards the right. This time, take that right foot, if you like. You can go deeper with this stretch by taking the right heel, putting it, or right heel / ankle-ish over that left knee as if it's pressing down into it, giving that left side even more of an opening and deeper stretch. You can, of course, go post those arms, gaze over to the left. So that right heel is doing a little bit of work and pressing that left side. Maybe you feel a little bit deeper stretch through that whole left side of your body here. And breathe. As you come up, take that right foot off of the left, bring it back down towards the mat, bringing everything back center. Same thing on the left, we're dropping those knees down towards the left side, taking that left foot, heel-ish, ankle, over that right knee. Just don't press super hard into your right knee, just gently lying it on there. Allowing it to give you that stretch through that right side of your body. You can go post or tee out the arms, whatever's comfortable for you, depending on your space. Gazing over to the right. Connecting to your breath. And when you're ready, taking that right foot off the left foot off that right knee. Coming back up center. Any last poses, of course, feel free to take those on your own. We're going to move into our Shavasana, straightening out those legs, feet at opposite ends or away from each other towards the edges of the mat. Hands, arms down, palms up, shoulders away from ears. Eyes are closed. Corpse pose, taking a moment here to connect, reconnect. you rest. I'm going to read a little something that was sent to me a long time ago, and I don't even have the author's name of this. Something to connect with and find a little thoughtfulness in maybe the chaos of your life, or the week that maybe you have had or anyone has had. Just taking some time to consider. You are holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. The point is, whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which will absolutely happen, whatever is inside of you will spill out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills out? Is it joy? Is it gratitude? Is it peace or humility? Or do anger, bitterness, harsh words, and reactions come out? You choose. Today, let's work towards filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, kindness, gentleness, abundance, and love for others and ourselves. When you're ready, slowly start waking up those fingers and those toes. Maybe those ankles and those wrists. You can always take your Shavasana as long as you need to, because this is a recording. So you can always pause it if you're not ready to move yet. But if you're ready, go ahead and slowly start waking up even more. Maybe taking that full body stretch above, stretching those arms and legs. And when you're ready, bring those knees up towards your chest as you roll to either the right or left side of your mat into your fetal position, your position of rebirth. Allowing yourself to reconnect again. Reconnecting to self. When you're ready, pushing up, using your arms, using that core to assist you to push on up to the top of your mat into an easy seated pose. Bringing your hands to heart center, eyes are still closed. Bowing your head if you're comfortable. The light in me honors and respects the light in you. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you again for allowing me to guide you through this beautiful flow today. Continue to be the beautiful person that you are. Take the strength that you found on your mat today and spread that strength, love, and joy to the world as you step off the mat. Namaste. Thank you again. Be beautiful.